2.
Oh, and nowhere for Tony Stewart to go. And you see that nowhere for Denny Hamlin. They just keep wrecking over here. This is normal product of Dover.
David Gilliland.
Get another look at it, but I didn't see that David Gilliland did anything wrong. He was right on the bottom of the racetrack.
Oh my gosh.
Hamlin came flying in there.
Absolutely.
Bill Elliott in the 21.
You know, when you come under that, when you come out of turn 2 back there, Mike, under that bridge, down low, it's pretty hard for the spotters to see that point on the racetrack. See the 19 go up the hill. Here comes Tony, and he says, oh man, please go down, please go down.
Boy, look at Casey Kane in that 9. He actually got some damage on the rear.
The 15.
Nothing of it.
No, got trouble getting into 3, guys.
Joey Logano.
Big crash.
Oh, he's all tagged down. Over and over, Logano goes between 3 and 4.
No.
Our car will come back to rest on all 4 tires. Heavy crash here on lap 32.
See Robbie Gordon, Martin Truex, Reed Sorensen involved in this.
I looked up, saw the 20 car on the apron getting into the corner. See the crew here, they're trying to see the replay.
Now the window net is down.
Really just kind of a stack-up effect. Like was one of them got on the brakes and it's kind of forced. Yeah, look at Tony Stewart just missing this crash. Man, here's where it really gets exciting. Man.
We talked about that there's nowhere to go as you come off of these corners, and when something like this happens, you make a commitment, and you've got one opportunity really to miss this wreck. Tony Stewart did a great job. Some others got caught up in. Let's drive along with Tony Stewart here. See it develop right in front of him. He actually got into the back of the corner.
Now here comes Carl back on the low side. Oh, Carl slips a little.
Come on, he's sideways.
Oh, now he gets Joey's into the bar. The car's upside down. On the side is Clint.
Yellow's out. Yellow is out. Yellow is out.
Wallace gets into it. The 14 of Bliss gets into it. Red flag immediately.
Everything they could, but you can see Joey was in the gas, slid up to where out of the groove, there's no grip there whatsoever.
And Boyer got the worst of it.
Yeah.
Hey, Joey, hang on.
Come on.
Wow. That was wicked.
Gosh.
Looks like 10 cars in it.
There's Tony Stewart.
Montoya, the 42.
There's so much carnage, I can't tell who all is in it.
Both the BK cars. There's Landon Castle.
There's
You
Scott
just saw
Speed
Travis
and
Quapple, Scott Speed, the 79.
right there, and that's a no-no. Jeff Hammond just standing over there in that very spot saying, you know, you got to really watch turn 2. It's treacherous. By golly, he was right.
Reagan gets by. Regan Smith spinning. Montoya down into the wall with Gilliland. And now watch this next group coming in. Here's where it starts. Remember, Jeff said these banks are self-cleaning. Everything slides to the bottom. But somebody turned Michael McDowell, and there's another pile of cars in it.
We talked about it before the race. Things just happen so fast here at this 1 mile racetrack.
You're coming out of that corner, Mike, at 150 miles an hour. And right, even when the spotter's hollering at you, way back there where you see that 78 car get sideways, you just can't slow down. Actually, it was
Turn 2,
Ryan Newman tried, and he finally dumped David Gilliland. Newman had hit him about 3 times before, and that was the charm out of turn 2.
But look who paid as big a price as Ryan Newman in the 39.
I'm not sure this fight's over with.
This went on for 3 straight laps. Newman trying to get by with the bumper. And Gilliland ended up.
What's the guy coming out of this 38 car? I think he might be a little ticked.
Would not be the least bit surprised.
He's trying to get out of his car. I know that.
Well, I know who I would be ticked at if I was in that 39 crew and he's getting out of the race car and he's going to go over and confront Mr. Newman.
We'll have to talk to the drivers to find out what happened, but from our point of view, that was uncalled for.
Well, if you're Ryan Newman's team, you've got a destroyed race car. That's what makes no sense.
Well, it's the 5th caution of the day, and it comes out right at lap
17.
Came across and got you. We're going pretty bad here, guys.
Landon Castle spins to try to miss him, and Ricky Stenhouse is wrecked.
Made contact there, and I'm sure we'll take a look at it. Stenhouse in the 16 car.
We're done. I'm good.
And they are teammates at Roush Fenway Racing, and that's 2 of Jack Roush's 3 cars knocked out.
And Mike, Greg Biffle, 84 consecutive races without a DNF. They may get that car fixed and get him back out there.
A.J. Allmendinger rocketed off the bottom, slid just barely up into the 17 of Stenhouse, and then, trying to regain control, slid up into the 16 of Biffle. Justin Allgaier, the 51, comes in on the inside. He collides with the 47, straightens him up. And behind them.
Yeah, the brush from the 47 right here. The 17 never lifts. He stays in the throttle. He thinks he's okay, just a little contact. But that right rear contact with the 17 got the 47 loose. And that shot him up into Greg Biffle in the 16.
And when a guy makes a mistake like that, usually multiple cars are
man.
That's a crash. There goes Brian Scott hard into the wall. 3rd caution of the day.
Get in under the 22.
Oh!
I've seen it. Go be on the hook.
Wow.
And you can see Blaney on the bottom. Gets a little bit loose on the exit. It gives Brian Scott the inside.
Oh man. Yeah, I don't really know what happened there, but they made contact before they got to the corner. It's like the 22 came down a little bit and got into the side of the 2, but that started for the 22 in turn 4 when he touched the apron. And when he touched the apron right there.
Yeah, I'm with you. I can't really tell what looked like maybe the 22 just went to turn in the normal corner and Brian was still going straight a bit.
Yeah, it definitely seemed like the 22 came down and got into the side of the 2, and that just caused that whole mess.
Big wreck. Can't go. Big wreck going to happen here on the front straight.
No, man. You are kidding me?
Look at who came out front, though, on the back straightaway. Matt Kenseth and Larson.
And Kyle Larson.
Gosh.
There are just no words to describe what just happened.
The 48 couldn't go, and he just backed everybody up.
He spun the tires. It looked to me like either something broke or he didn't get it into 3rd gear.
It just, he never took off.
Well, yeah, he couldn't go, and everybody behind him couldn't stop.
No.
Let's have a look first from the Goodyear blimp. The red flag is out at Dover. The front straightaway pretty well blocked. So here's the restart.
It's a nice jump here.
Yeah, he starts to go, but it looks like when he shifts.
That's where he shifted 3rd.
And it just didn't, something happened.
And then here comes trouble.
It's on from there.
Look who this takes out. The 78, the 4, 47. All these cars piling in there. Nowhere to go. Ricky Stenhouse Jr.
Bam, right into the 24.
Kyle Busch.
Going to be easier to tell you who's not involved.
Goodness gracious.
The 2, the 11.
Let's ride with Kevin Harvick.
Green flag, all rolling. Second out, check it. Go low, hold your line.
And then he gets pile driven from behind.
He almost got through it. You could hear him kind of throttling through it, and then somebody got into the back of him.
All right, let's ride with Ricky Stenhouse.
Did the 1 break?
He's sideways. Oh,
no.
Big
The
crash
13
back
just
straight
got
away.
crashed.
That'll be it.
Big wreck going into 3. I mean, look at them. They're wrecking everywhere.
I think they made it to the overtime line.
Now NASCAR will have to look at video to determine whether the leader was at the overtime line or not before the caution.
So many good cars that were having great days here, all wadded up in the third turn.
Allmendinger destroyed. Dillon against the turn 3 wall.
What a shame.
Jones comes down pit road, completely wrecked.
He gets loose, then a little bit of contact between he and his teammate Ryan Newman.
Hard contact, 77 and a 13 there.
And then it's on.
Yep, then he gets into the one. Is that McMurray down there?
Allmendinger.
The 11 of Denny Hamlin. He brings the 10 of Eric Almirola. Almirola hit the wall. Into the wall, then into the 2. The 2 goes around. The caution's going to come out again.
Caution is Parker down easy.
Alex Bowman collected at the 2-car bracket. Lasky sideways on the straightaway.
Eric Almirola just digging hard, trying to make something happen.
Bouncing back off.
And he's just going as hard as he can. He knows he has to push, and you see him, the car get out from under him, get in the fence, come down into the 2, trying to correct his car. Back into the outside wall, hard with the right front. That's a tough hit for the 10 car. The 78.
That's big contact for the 78.
Yep. He clips.
How about
the 4 of Harvick getting
18
by?
got by.
Tough deal for the 88 crew. They were kind of putting themselves in position for maybe a top 10 finish.
Fought hard all day long.
At other racetracks, I think more cars get by. There's more room to move around, but that's it, right? The 78, the 88, that's it. There's no more real estate. You can only go to the bottom of the concrete.
The monster. I'm telling you. Look at the 12.
Yeah, 12 of Blaney.
That's 2 weeks in a row.
Off his car.
Look at that right there. You see that? The 10 car, that bump, Junior, off of 2. As soon as he rolled through that bump, that's what I think upset his car. Let's see if we can get another view of it.